You think you're smarter than the American people, don't you?
Absolutely not, Senator. I am here to discuss the use of the military as part of this mass deportation.
You think you're more virtuous than the American people, don't you, General?
Senator, I am insulted by your comment.
Duty, honor, and respect. You talked about that in your opening statement, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Moran said...
Senator John Kennedy just exposed what many say is the biggest political scandal at the southern border. In a fiery exchange, he forces Biden officials and activists to confront the real truth about the border crisis. The chaos, the double standards, and the explosive statements they hoped no one would dig up. From calling legal immigrants chumps to confronting a general over calling Trump a fascist, this hearing took a turn nobody expected. This is the breakdown you need to see.
Thanks, Senator Klobuchar. Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Arthur, you are with the Center for Immigration Studies, is that right?
That's correct, Senator.
And that's a nonpartisan think tank, is it?
It is, sir.
Okay. The border is an open, bleeding wound, isn't it?
That's a fair way to characterize what's been going on for the last 4 years, sir.
The southern border is chaotic by design, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I've been covering the border for 3 decades, and yeah, it's pretty chaotic.
Would it be fair to say that the broken southern border is man-made?
It would be fair to say that, sir, based on policies that have been implemented.
And that man's name is Joe Biden, isn't it?
That would be a fair assessment, yes, Senator.
Under President Biden, if you wait in line for legal immigration, you're a chump, aren't you?
When you look at the benefits that have been given to people and the speed at which they've been released into the United States, I would be chagrined if I were waiting.
You're a chump, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
General,
Yes,
you
sir.
believe in open borders, don't you?
I believe in the rule of law, sir.
Right. And it makes you angry that President Trump does not believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Senator, I'm not here to discuss immigration policy. I'm here to discuss whether or not we use the military to enforce it.
And it makes you angry that most Americans don't believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Not in the slightest, sir. Again, I am not here to discuss the immigration policy.
Yeah. Duty, honor, respect, you talked about that
Yes,
in
Senator.
your opening statement. On October 14th of this year, you went on CNN. I want to read you what you said, make sure I'm accurate. Here's what you said. President Trump is not like any sane leader. I'm very proud of General Milley for saying that President Trump is a total fascist. To Bob Woodward, if he, as chairman of the Joint Chiefs, is calling the president a fascist, I'm so proud of him for breaking that barrier. The challenge is because most MAGA Republicans, they don't understand what fascism is. The reality is that they are in fact fascists themselves. Did I read that accurately?
Senator, I am happy to discuss my personal perspectives with you separately at any time. That's not the purpose of the hearing today.
Did I read that accurately?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. You think you're smarter than the American people, don't you?
Absolutely not, Senator. I am here to discuss the use of the military as part of this mass deportation.
You think you're more virtuous than the American people, don't you, General?
Senator, I am insulted by your comment.
Duty, honor, and respect. You talked about that in your opening statement, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Moran said, I wrote down her words. She said, by their actions, you know what someone's character is like. You agree with that?
Senator, for 35 years, I served my country with absolute honor and distinction, and I will continue to do so.
You agree with what Ms. Moran said?
Of course.
Got a few minutes left.
23 seconds.
Well, actually, you let Ms. Klobuchar go well over, so I'm assuming you'll extend me the
I'll
same.
give you the same minute I gave to her.
You gave it a minute 20. I timed it.
You're
I watched you
using
like a hawk, Dick. Mr. Melnick, Mr. Reichlin Melnick, you believe in open borders too, don't you?
I do not, Mr. Kennedy.
Okay. On November 1st, 2022, you tweeted, both Texas and Louisiana have their knives out for black immigrants. Do you remember that tweet?
I don't, but it's quite possible.
What Texans, it's not only possible, it happened. You're not denying it, are you?
No, I'm saying, referring
What
to the
Texans?
context.
Who are
I
you
actually
talking
don't
to?
know the
Who
context.
are you talking to about who in Texas had their knives out for black immigrants?
Guessing the context, but my suspicion is
Give
that
me
it
a
has to
name.
do the
Give me a
Attorney
name.
General Ken Paxton and
Give
the
me a
Attorney
name.
General of
Give me a name.
Louisiana. I just did.
You don't have a name, do you?
I just said Ken Paxton.
You don't have a name, do you? You just said it, didn't you?
Just said Ken Paxton.
All right, how about Louisiana? You said Louisiana has its knives out for black immigrants. Who in Louisiana were you talking about?
Again, I'm not certain. That was 2 years ago, and as I'm sure you know, much has happened in the last 2 years.
Well, did you say it?
Again, I do not remember the context,
But you don't.
Senator
You
Kennedy.
said somebody had their knives out from Louisiana for black immigrants, but you don't know who they were. You just said it.
I said the Attorney General of Louisiana and Texas, and I believe this referred to specifically lawsuits brought and arguments that were made in court that the arrival of Haitians
I'm out
and
of time,
others
but I
were
want to get you
inherently
on the
dangerous,
record.
which was
You
not.
Thank you very much, Senator.
believe
Appreciate
that the
your
Attorney
questions.
General at that time of Louisiana had his knives out for black immigrants. That's your testimony.
Given their
Thank you,
litigation
Senator Kennedy.
conduct, yes.
Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator John Kennedy delivered one of the most intense and revealing performances in a recent Senate hearing on the border crisis, and the exchange exposed exactly how deep the problem runs in Washington. He started by asking a simple question to an expert from the Center for Immigration Studies. Is the border an open, bleeding wound? The witness, who works for a nonpartisan immigration think tank, didn't hesitate. He admitted the southern border is chaotic, and not by accident, but because of policies put in place over the last 4 years. Kennedy pushed further, saying that under President Biden, legal immigrants who wait their turn end up looking like chumps. The witness agreed, pointing out how illegal entrants are processed and released far faster than those trying to follow the law. Then the hearing heated up. Kennedy turned his focus to a retired general who had previously given interviews criticizing President Trump. Kennedy read out the general's own words from a CNN appearance, where he called Trump a fascist and labeled MAGA Republicans fascists. At first, the general tried to dodge, saying he wasn't there to discuss political opinions, but he eventually admitted the quote was accurate. Kennedy pressed him hard, asking if he believed he was smarter than the American people, or more virtuous. The general said he was offended, but he couldn't escape the fact that he had made those statements publicly while claiming to stand for duty, honor, and respect. After that confrontation, Kennedy moved on to another witness, Mr. Melnick, who had sent out a tweet in 2022 claiming that Texas and Louisiana had their knives out for black immigrants. When Kennedy asked who exactly these states were supposedly targeting, Melnick couldn't answer. He said he didn't remember the context, then speculated it might have had something to do with state attorneys general. But he still couldn't name anyone specifically. Kennedy pointed out that he had made a serious accusation without backing it up, a pattern that Americans see far too often in Washington. Blame states, blame conservatives, blame entire groups of people, but never provide evidence. By the end of the hearing, Kennedy had exposed a lot. A border crisis driven by policy choices, officials who attack millions of Americans while claiming moral superiority, and witnesses who throw out accusations with no proof. It revealed the difference between those who want accountability and those who want excuses. Kennedy didn't let anyone hide behind talking points, and moments like this are why so many Americans feel Washington is out of touch. The border isn't just broken, it's being ignored, and this hearing showed exactly how deep that problem goes. If you want more breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe, comment, and share this video so more people can see the truth behind what's happening in Congress. If you want the 30-second hook, description, tags, hashtags, or thumbnail texts again in this same no-heading format, just tell me.